An elderly woman with dementia is recovering after being sexually assaulted in her hospital bed. She was attacked just before Christmas at Cowichan District Hospital, and a man she was sharing a room with is now charged with the crime. As CTV's Chandler Grieve shows us, both hospital staff and members of the community are calling for improvements to the hospital.
An eerie feeling hangs over Cowichan District Hospital. People are still in shock over a sexual assault on an elderly patient.
I was very disturbed to hear about the attack in the hospital.
My heart goes out to their family and to the lady, and yeah, I think that's terrible.
On December 19th, an 83-year-old woman who suffers from dementia was sexually assaulted in her hospital bed. She was sharing a room with two men. One of them now stands accused of the crime.
A situation that I think none of us can really comprehend, this type of horrible act against an elderly woman.
The assault immediately bringing into question the use of mixed-gender rooms in hospitals.
We have criteria around mixed-gender rooms. We've recently strengthened those criteria.
Brenda Hill has been a nurse at the hospital for nearly 30 years. She says the assault was the tragic consequence of a problem that should have been fixed years ago, an aging and decrepit hospital that can no longer serve the community's needs.
VHA has said that we are on the list for either a rebuild or a big reorg, renovation or a new hospital. But there is no end in sight to this, and it's extremely difficult to care for patients without the physical space we need.
People around Duncan agree.
But there's no question that the age of the hospital and the design is extremely outdated and does not meet the needs of the population.
Now, no one here at the North Cowichan Duncan RCMP headquarters was available for comment on camera today, but they did assure us the man accused of assault was arrested back on December 21st. He was then released a day later under strict guidelines. He's scheduled to appear in court right here in Duncan on February 14th. The Vancouver Island Health Authority is now reviewing its procedures, but stresses an attack like this one cannot always be foreseen.
And we certainly have patients who get admitted to hospital who may have histories of violence or may have behaviors, and we need to provide care for them.
In the meantime, staff at hospitals around Vancouver Island will ensure that all mixed-gender rooms will now have a minimum of 2 women per room. Chandler Grieve, CTV News, Duncan.